Normally with these Golden Game videos, I like to do a more interesting intro, but I'm actually quite nervous about this one. I've done 3 so far, Shadow Man, Mystical Ninja starring Goemon, and Snowball Kids, but all those on the N64. My very first console was a NES back in the day, and my favourite game on that NES was Super Mario Bros. 3, so if the game ends up not being as good as I remember it being, I'll be absolutely devastated, and it will just shatter so many illusions of grandeur I thought the game deserved. But, let's take a deep breath, brace ourselves, and see if saving the Mushroom Kingdom is just as great as I remember it being. Okay, here goes. Good old intro with the curtain. I always thought there was music at this point. Oh, what the hell, we'll roll with it. Let's do this. Oh, I remember this tune. Oh, it brings back so many memories. But, first level time. Another classic! Da 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 da. But, as good as it is, we're here to actually play this, not just sing along with the tunes. Hope the game's nice to me. That was an absolute fail. Let's just get used to the controls before doing too much. Okay, Mr. Goomba, you're going down. Yeah, I got this. No more dumb deaths now. Okay, that's the end of that one. Let's see if it's better with just a Wiimote. Oh, fuck. So yes, it was a bit of a rough start, but using the Wiimote was much better than the controller, so eventually things settled down and I was cracking through the stages. Memories were flooding back, and I remembered hating stage 1-4 as a kid due to it being a moving stage. I got through it okay, it wasn't too bad, certainly not the worst moving stage by a long shot, so I'm not sure why I hated that one in particular so much. It wasn't long before the first castle was being stormed, and I easily made my way across the airship, defeated whichever Koopling I had to defeat, and moved on. Back in the day I was able to get to World 7 before getting stuck on a stage and using a warp whistle to get to World 8, so this time I was determined not to use a warp whistle at all, as well as not using a P-wing to get through some of the stages I always used to. Heading through World 2, a few memories were coming back, like that bastard sun that swoops down on you just like real life, and a few things that were hidden out the way. I was quite surprised how short some of the levels were, the majority of them being completed in under a minute. Some stages gave me a bit of trouble and I died a few times, but I was certainly enjoying the game even if it was fairly simple. I got to World 3 and it was pretty much the same thing. It was good to see Big Bertha again after all these years, and she did make for some tense moments, but even she was no match for my awesomeness. Simple jumping on the other hand became the bane of my and Mario's existence. It was around World 4 that I started to worry. I was enjoying the game, but not as much as I thought I would. I was never bored, but it was a bit too easy. Yes, I died, and I died a lot, but most deaths were stupid mistakes I made rather than the stage being difficult. Or does the fact you're punished so severely for making a mistake make it difficult? I don't know. Anyway, even if some deaths were an unfortunate set of events, the levels were still really well designed, and it was great when I found a room or vine I didn't know about and could see what great things I'd managed to stumble across. The ice world provided a new challenge due to the slipperiness, and the world was a lot larger than I remember it being, but there weren't as many ice stages as I thought there were, some not having any ice whatsoever, which is ironic seeing as it's the ice world. However, from that world on, the challenge rating started to climb, and I was really enjoying the game. I got to World 7 and I couldn't remember what part I always got stuck on, but as I wasn't going to use a warp whistle at all, I get past wherever it was anyway. There were times I nearly gave up and used it, but perseverance paid off and I managed to accomplish the challenge. My biggest disappointment from back in the day is still the biggest disappointment. There's a certain level where a certain item appears and it's amazing. The Goomba Shoe. This thing absolutely rules, and you become an almost unstoppable badass, bouncing along not giving a second thought to all the little bastards that would normally get in the way. What's disappointing is that this awesome item only appears in this one stage in the entire game, and it's such a shame. I really wish they'd added it into more stages for some extra stomping goodness, but alas, we have to make do with just the one stage. Such a shame. Anyway, by the time I got to World 7, I was thoroughly enjoying the game again. The challenge level had certainly increased and I was having a blast. World 8 started okay, and there was a stage I always used to use a P-Wing on but was determined to get through it this time without using it. It was really tense and I must have uttered every swear word I knew trying to cope with it, but before long I was at the end and feeling very pleased with myself for being able to get to the Boom Boom without using the P-Wing. And then he killed me, so I had to do the whole cocking knot again, but for some reason which I cannot fathom, it was much easier the next time. There was one stage in World 8 I died on a hell of a lot. I spent ages trying to get through, and while some parts ended up being more luck than skill, it still wasn't enough to get me safely through the level. The first part of the level I ended up knowing very well and knew how to blitz past it, but the latter half was a completely different matter, and it soon became the bane of my existence. Of course, after many deaths, I made it and went into the fortress, where I died, ran out of lives, and had to do that cocking level all over again. However, praise the almighty Toad, I made it all the way to Bowser's castle for the final showdown against the overgrown turtle himself. It had been a long, arduous journey filled with great times, fun times, frustrating times and challenging times, but I was ready to face off against the evil mastermind behind so many kidnappings. It's quite a well-known showdown and I knew exactly what I needed to do in order to save that annoying cow known as Princess Peach. But I died, so she'll have to wait a bit longer. Even though I knew what to do, it was still a dramatic clash of titans and I died multiple times, but I was determined to finish this and win the day. Sure enough, the hard work and persistence paid off, and it was a glorious moment when Bowser slammed down and I knew straight away he wasn't coming back up. I'd finally done it. My journey was at an end, and although I'd completed the game many times as a kid, I couldn't actually remember the ending, so it'd be a nice surprise to see what happens. What? Oh, Peach, you're such a prankster. You really had me going there, bitch. Was that it? Yep, that was it. After everything you've been through, that's all you get, and after going through the list of worlds, the game goes back to the main screen to start again. Do you get anything? Well, actually, yes, you get a load of P-Wings, which is a load of crap. Sure, I used a couple of P-Wings during the game, but it was just 2, so what the hell do I need all these for? It's a shame there wasn't much of an ending, and it was a tad easy for the first half, but after that it became really challenging, and although it had a few frustrating moments, I thoroughly enjoyed playing it again. After a staggering 28 years since its release, Super Mario Bros. 3 is still good as gold. Most people have probably already played Super Mario Bros. 3, but if you haven't or you've not played it in a while, give it another go, you'll be surprised how well it's aged. But for now, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.